speaker for today started out on a journey to become a better speaker by joining Toastmaster in January of 2006. He was motivated and focused because he finished his first 10 speeches and earned his competent communicator award in 6 months. 6 months. And that is in May of 2006. He believed the contest will help him become a better speaker and will further help him learn to write a competitive level speech. So he brought all the lessons together taught by Toastmasters and started competing in the beginning of 2007. I first met him at the Area 40 2004 Spring Speech Contest. I was a spectator then, and while I was listening to him, I said to myself, he is a contender for the International Speech Contest. Little did I know, he was a contender. In 2011, he represented District 10 at the International Speech Contest in Las Vegas and delivered his speech to over 400 guests from around the globe. Although he did not win, he won the competition by learning and understanding what it takes to return for another shot of the title. He believes losing means giving up, and giving up is an option when you want something. I again met him when he was speaker at Brian Stratton in June 11th of this year. Once again, I heard myself saying he would be a perfect speaker for this makeup training. Right in front of Toastmaster Debbie, I have to give me a reinforcement. You know, he might say, no, I can't. So right in front of Toastmaster Debbie, I asked him, can you be my speaker at the Western Division TLI makeup training? He said, sure, I would love to. I said, yes. With his award-winning speech titled, The Peach and I, please help me welcome now the extraordinaire, the one and only Toastmaster Larry Samansky.
Thank you. What a wonderful turnout tonight for a TLI training. This is awesome. Thank you all for coming out tonight and for sharing a very special speech with me. This speech has a special meaning for me. Is it possible our success and happiness lives within a piece of fruit? Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, new officers, my friends, a peach, a flesh covering which houses a sometimes soft and sweet, and sometimes not so much meaty interior. This interior protects its crown jewel, the pit. How many of you have ever thought of a pit as being a crown jewel? Most don't. Most see it as a nuisance. They discard it. They never see its true value and potential. But my friends, without the pit, the peach could not exist. If nurtured and given time to develop, that pit has the ability of giving life to not one, but many hundreds, if not thousands, of other peaches. Its true value and potential is endless. Sadly, most pits never reach their potential because they're not given the chance. You and I, we're much like the peach, a flesh covering, which houses a sometimes soft and sweet, and sometimes not so much meaty interior. And every day on our life's journey, we encounter one or more pits. Our problems, these pits, are often viewed the same as the peach pit. They're seen as a nuisance, discarded, never seeing their true value or potential. Be honest. Have you ever looked at your problems as having value or potential? I never did. However, in 2003, a series of events occurred that changed my life. And this is where the story of the Peach and I takes root. January 13th of 2003, while walking across an icy parking lot, in a split second, my life changed forever. I found myself lying on the cold, icy ground, unable to move, in the worst pain I had ever experienced. I screamed. I cried out for help! But no one was there to help me. I screamed and I cried for what seemed to be an eternity. And all of a sudden, with a blink, my eyes closed. And when they opened, I saw two eyes looking down into mine. Mr. Sapansky, my name is Dr. Bernard. Sir, you had a very serious fall, and you broke your hip and your femur, and we're taking you to surgery. I don't remember much about this day. I remember the fall. I remember the doctor. And then I remember this passing thought. Wow, morphine really does work. My next conscious thought occurs the following day, when I'm being jostled awake by the nurse. Mr. Sapansky, time to get up and walk. Walk! I just had surgery. So? How do you argue with so? So I got up and walked. I spent several weeks rehabilitating or throwing myself one grand pity party. Why me? Why do bad things have to happen to good people? Why? How many of you have ever asked yourself those why questions? More importantly, have you ever received a good answer? I never did. One day while throwing myself this grand pity party, the party was interrupted by the nurse, bringing in the dietary offering of the day they called lunch. As I started uncovering all the plastic vessels, searching for the mystery meat, I found a surprise. A fresh peach. It was the only fresh thing I had the entire time in the hospital. It was a treasure, and I saved it for later. Later, I savored its goodness. When I was finished, I took the pit, I placed it on my nightstand, and I then joined my pity party, already in progress. When all of a sudden, as if a force much greater than I took control of my head, focusing my vision on the peach pit, I then heard this eerie voice. What would the peach be if it didn't have a pit? Who said that? Realizing I was all alone, and once again realizing morphine really does work. My vision was brought back to the pit, and I heard the voice one more time. The pit is to the peach what your experience is to you. I wanted to call the nurse, but do you know what they do with people that hear voices? It's not pretty. So I sat and I pondered these words. I soon realized the pit could be the end of the peach, or it could be the beginning of something much greater. And I had the choice. Wait. Maybe this accident doesn't have to be the end of me. Maybe this could be the beginning of something much greater. And I had the choice. As if somebody flipped a switch in my brain, I stopped feeling sorry for myself. I canceled all future pity parties, and I started rehabilitating with a new purpose. I refused to let this accident define my future. Because of this switch in my mental attitude, my rehabilitation went much smoother, much quicker, and I was able to walk sooner than anticipated. My friends, that day, piece of fruit a peach, changed my life. Taught me 3 very important lessons. Number 1, every day on our path we're going to encounter problems, pits. And it's up to us to decide, are we going to discard them? Or are we going to nurture them and seek out their true value and potential? Second, I learned, with the right mental attitude, we can overcome any problem, no matter how small or large. And third, and most importantly, I learned our life doesn't give us pits, problems, to hurt or hinder us. They are there to help us learn and grow and become something much greater than we ever imagined for ourselves. So my friends, the next time you encounter your next pit, I ask you, remember the message from the peach and I. The pit is to the peach what your experiences are to you.